Imagine this. You're sitting in a client meeting that's been going well, laughs, budget approvals, even a really good croissant. Then, as the room clears, your client leans in with a smile that feels a bit too sly and says, "Listen, if you send that next deal our way, there's a little something extra in it for you." And just like that, the croissant turns to cardboard in your mouth. Welcome to the world of kickbacks, where the coffee is strong, but the ethical dilemmas are stronger. Now, before you assume this is one of those stories where a shady envelope exchanges hands in a smoky alley, think again. Kickbacks are rarely cinematic. They're subtle. They're quiet. They come disguised as consulting fees, referral bonuses, or the ever-suspicious, "let's keep this between us." But don't be fooled. A kickback is not a networking perk or a thank you gift. It's a bribe in a business suit, and accepting one could leave your career, reputation, and freedom hanging by a thread. Let's break this down like your legal team would if they caught wind of that extra offer. A kickback is essentially a secret payment made in exchange for favorable treatment. It's a quiet agreement. You scratch my back by steering business my way, and I'll fatten your wallet, under the table of course. While it may sound like an insider reward system, in legal terms, it's bribery pure and simple. And as entertaining as TV courtroom dramas make it seem, being dragged into an actual legal battle over business fraud is more stomach-ulcer than popcorn thriller. The industries where kickbacks tend to flourish are the usual suspects. Construction, for instance, is infamous for backdoor deals where bids are accepted based not on quality but on under-the-table payouts. Healthcare has had its share of pharmaceutical reps wooing doctors with vacation seminars in the Bahamas to push certain prescriptions. And in government contracts? Well, let's just say if your city just paid $14 million for a single sidewalk, there's a chance something shady went down. But why are kickbacks so tempting in the first place? Well, for starters, who doesn't like a little extra cash, especially when inflation is turning lettuce into luxury? There's also the fear of missing out, FOMO, but make it financial. You might think, everyone else is doing it. Why should I lose out by playing fair? Combine that with corporate cultures that sometimes turn a blind eye, and the temptation becomes harder to resist than an office fridge labeled free cake. While the upfront reward might feel sweet, the aftermath is bitter. Accepting a kickback is not a harmless favor. It's a legal landmine. In the US, the anti-kickback statute comes down harder than a malfunctioning vending machine. Violators can face fines up to $100,000 per offense and a lovely 10-year vacation behind bars. And let's not forget civil penalties, triple damages under the False Claims Act, and enough court appearances to make you wish you'd studied acting instead of accounting. But it's not just about legality. There's also your reputation. Imagine trying to close your next deal when a quick Google search reveals you once accepted shady money from a consulting firm that turned out to be someone's cousin with a laptop and a dream. Goodbye trust, hello LinkedIn limbo. Companies can face not just scandal, but complete reputational collapse. Siemens, for example, spent years and billions trying to scrub off the corruption stains from its global bribery scandal. Spoiler alert, they still come up in every ethics class. Kickbacks also damage the business ecosystem. They inflate costs, sometimes by as much as 50%, because vendors build in those secret payoffs. They discourage competition since the best firms might lose to the best connected ones, and they slow innovation. Why bother improving your product when you can just buy your way into contracts? Now let's pause. Are all financial incentives bad? Absolutely not. There's a difference between an incentive and a kickback. Legal incentives are above board, disclosed, and tied to performance. Think of a sales bonus for exceeding quarterly targets or a rebate system for bulk orders. Those are fair play. But the moment something becomes a hidden benefit with the purpose of tilting decisions unfairly, you have stepped off the field and into the shadows. It gets murky quickly, especially when gifts, dinners, or favors are involved. A vendor takes you to lunch, then dinner, then offers you VIP seats to a sports game. Is that generosity or grooming? If your choices start to feel influenced by the perks rather than performance, it's time to take a step back. Red flags include avoiding competitive bidding processes, consistently choosing overpriced vendors, or forming overly cozy relationships with suppliers. If a deal starts to feel like a secret handshake society, you're probably dancing on the edge. So what can you do to protect yourself and your company from falling into the kickback trap? Start with policies. Not the boring, dusty manuals nobody reads, but clear, enforced codes of conduct that say, "We don't do shady here." That means capping gift values, documenting client entertainment, and setting up transparent approval processes. Training is also critical. Regular scenario-based ethics training can turn ambiguous situations into clear decisions. And most importantly, create a culture where whistleblowers are not punished, they are applauded. Still not convinced? Let's take a stroll through the Kickback Hall of Shame. One pharmaceutical company lavished doctors with fancy dinners and consulting fees to push specific drugs. The result? A federal crackdown, multi-million-dollar fines, and doctors whose names are now more famous than their prescriptions. In construction, corrupt contractors and officials once bilked millions from public infrastructure projects, leaving behind rickety buildings and angry taxpayers. And then there are financial advisors who quietly pocket commissions for recommending underperforming products, costing clients their life savings and their firm's massive lawsuits. Even if you think you are too small to be noticed, don't be fooled. Regulators today use powerful analytics to detect patterns, suspicious pricing, frequent referrals, duplicate invoices. Your invisible kickback could become Exhibit A in a surprise audit faster than you can say, "I thought it was legal." When you find yourself facing the offer, what do? The right answer is you say no gracefully, professionally, but firmly. You explain your company policy, you suggest a more transparent incentive structure if appropriate, and if needed, you walk away from the deal. Is it scary to turn down money? Yes, but scarier is the possibility of explaining to your future employer, or worse, a judge, why you took it in the first place. Ethically speaking, it's about more than policy. It's about identity. Do you want to be the kind of professional who's known for clever deals or clean hands? Do you want to win by merit or manipulation? Every decision sets a tone, and kickbacks are a tone-deaf choice in a world that's demanding more accountability than ever. And let's not forget the long game. Companies with strong ethical reputations win more trust, attract better clients, and retain top talent. People want to work where they know the rules are fair and the playing field is not tilted by envelopes under tables. Transparency is no longer optional. It's a competitive advantage. So let's recap. A client offers you a kickback. Do you take it? If you enjoy prison stripes, ruined reputations, and awkward holiday dinners explaining your indictment, go ahead. Otherwise, do the right thing. Laugh it off. Politely decline. Suggest a legal alternative. And if they insist, maybe reconsider doing business with them altogether. Because integrity isn't just a line in your company handbook. It's the difference between building something great and gambling with your future. And next time someone tries to slip you a little something extra, smile and say, "I get paid in dignity." And direct deposit. That'll keep your books and your conscience clean. And there you have it, folks, kickbacks. Tempting at first, terrifying in the long run. If this video helped you stay out of hot water, or at least made you laugh while thinking twice, do me a solid. Hit that like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp, stay honest, and as always, keep your receipts and your conscience clean. See you in the next one.